So the Mongols have done it. Map 1 will go to them, and Renegades, they had a bit of a hard time. Guys, what the hell happened?
Well, the Mongols.
Well, yeah, the Mongols happened. To start things off, it was looking pretty alright for Renegades. Even though Mongols pick up the pistol round, they come right back into it. Win a Tech 9 force buy. So things are looking great for them. They're off to get that good T start we were thinking of, and we're kind of expecting the T side to have. Instead, Mongols show something that we pretty much never see, and that's actually a pretty convincing CT side on Cobble. That was very, very impressive and very surprising as well, especially with how Renegades, because that's one thing we said, even though Renegades have been a bit up and down, they've at least stuck with what they've practiced, and especially on Cobble, they've been good at using Molotovs to clear out spots and just using nades effectively, pushing each other forward and flashing for each other to actually just take over control on the map, especially on their T side. So very surprising to see Mongols actually have that much of a success rate, or that high of a success rate on their CT side.
Usually on the CT side, you kind of expect the way that they would get rounds to be, like we get a chunk in a row, so it's like 4 or 5, because it's very economy based, good economy, good setups and stuff. But this was really back and forwards.
It was very back and forth, and I think where Renegades kind of completely messed up was losing 2 eco rounds. I think where the Machine Gun and his men didn't even have armor most of the time. They just had a few CZs, a couple of P250s, barely any flashes or any nades to work with. They still managed to get us 2 eco rounds early on. I think giving them that room to get so many rounds on the CT side, which we never expected to happen. I mean, that's where Renegades kind of screwed up, to be very honest.
Yeah, that's where they dropped the ball. And going into the second half of the game, Mongols just had, again, a really, really good T side. And we knew that from just watching them previously in this tournament, they know how to execute onto B. But you could also see that, you do have a problem when you're when the initial strategy for Mongols is that, yeah, they're going to do a B take, but they want to have a flank, and that's going to be Silkenberg over towards A, but he just kind of ends up haphazardly cleaning out the A bomb site before you've actually taken over the B bomb site. So it's just like, well, everything's just kind of working for Mongols at that point.
So is this Renegades struggling with their own play, like their own inner demons, or is it Mongols basically wrecking them? How do you...
I would actually say this is more down to Mongols just playing really well. And one of the things that we didn't expect to see at all is the fact that Mongols were kind of carried forward by Sogu and Menace. And we didn't really know them to actually have that kind of carry potential in them. And that's a massive thing to just bring out in a finals like this, because we were expecting Machine Gun, we were expecting Silkenberg to carry the load. Machine Gun had a really hard time to start off the game. I think he ended the first half with something like 5 frags or something to that effect, but instead you have Menace and Sogu just rocking, nearing the 20s instead. That type of thing, and that's obviously going to be a massive help, and it's also have to be very assuring for a guy like Machine Gun who has been playing, his mind out the entire tournament, to actually have that to fall back on. So, excuse me, whenever he has a poor start or a poor game, he knows that he has the teammates to fall back on.
And do you like what you see, Blair, so far? I mean, you predicted Cobble to go to Mongols.
I'm pretty happy. No, I'd actually predicted it to go to Renegade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm very happy.
I was the believer.
He was a believer.
You were the believer.
Yeah. I'm the rational guy here, but you know what? I'm really happy to be wrong this time. I wanted to see 3 mapper. It's really cool what Mongols are bringing out. And Renegade, kind of feel bad for them. They finally won the pistol round, and boom, they get just slapped back down again by Machine Gun and his men. And it's pretty impressive stuff. I completely agree with Ven that it's not Renegades playing bad. Like, JKS was hitting some nutty shots. Azza, like, some great spray downs. They're playing good. Havoc was getting some great entries on the A side as well. They're not playing bad. It's not that they're, like, completely dropping the ball or something, but the Mongols really, really stepping up when it really matters the most. And that is the killer instinct and that mental fortitude that is mostly lacking in most Asian teams, and it used to be lacking in Mongols as well. And this is a completely different Mongols I've seen, and this is a very, very scary thing for Renegades. Yeah. Inferno, yeah, it is Renegades map. I still, I don't know how it's gonna go.
I think still Renegades should be fairly confident going into Inferno, and I guess we said it. It's not like they played poorly. They had a couple of hiccups here and there, and I think the guys who were Moses, Anders, and Sumner all kind of mentioned it, that there were several rounds that would have been potentially massive in terms of how the outcome of the game actually would have been, if only for a little bit more luck. You had this sponge situation in drop room, and the round before that you had Azur, missing a kill that he probably would have gotten 8 out of 10 times, that type of thing. So, you know, that kind of stuff happens, but that could have swung the game massively back in this in the favor of Renegades, because not only are you looking at a 12-11 scoreline, which is obviously a much more manageable deficit, but you're also looking at a completely different money situation where Renegades, instead of having to, you know, have one buy every single, one buy with not that many nades, which is pretty important on a map like Cobble, and then go back to Eco. If you lose that, you might actually have several buys in a row. You could actually potentially get that off, which Moses was talking about, on Yam or Havoc, which definitely could have been a big part of it, because you saw how Mongolz were taking map control. Weren't necessarily, you know, dedicating a lot of nades or flashes or smokes or anything like that to get that map control. They were just kind of happy to take the man-on-man fight. And if you could have an op there to just get that easy pick-off, it's going to slow Mongolz down. It's going to make it way harder for them to actually get map control for free. And if you're Renegades, you just save a lot of utility, and it just alleviates a lot of pressure.
So, Blair, what do they need to do? What do they have to do moving into Inferno here?
Whatever they did yesterday.
Whatever they were doing yesterday.
They just got to go beast mode. Just, you know, just forget this map ever happened and just go for it. Take Inferno. They have to take Inferno, obviously, and then think about cash down the line. But right now, Inferno, like they need to ensure that Mongolz don't really have. Mongolz started T-side last time winning the knife round. I kind of feel that Renegades are going to win the knife round. I've never seen Mongolz really win that many knife rounds, and they should be starting CD side. Completely shut it down, and don't give them more than at least 3 or 4 rounds on their T side, pretty much. And they're doing pretty well on their T side, Renegades T side. Like you said, very methodical approach, checking all the corners, using the nades and Maltas very well. So they just need to capitalize on starting on the CD side, win as many as they can, and hope for the best.
They kind of have to hope for that the same kind of Mongolz are going to show up as we saw versus Chiefs
on
Inferno. Yeah, because we didn't see too much variation out of Mongolz. We saw them basically try to get onto that A-bombs time and time again, and you know, just constantly being shut down by Top Gun, Dexter, and so on that site. So yeah, no, hope that they haven't found the B-bomb site, and if all goes according to plan, we should be going to a third map.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some more coordination out of them, but because that seemed to be, you know, when I was watching, I was like, okay, Mongolz kind of lacking the structure and the coordination on some of taking some of the portions of middles.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit interesting to see. Hopefully it's tight going into this Inferno match. Quick predictions, guys, before we jump into this one.
I'm going to say Renegades take Inferno, and we'll see Cash to decide everything.
Same thing.
All right. Well, guys, remember 25 tickets to Katowice are up for grabs if you go to plays.tv and make your own highlights of the action. Still potentially, hopefully, 2 more maps to go in this grand finals between Renegades and the Mongolz. But now we are going to talk just a little bit longer. It's a tiny bit of a delay, so we get to just keeping you on your toes, throwing you through a loop. It's all good. So give me a couple players to watch out for all the viewers, people that may not necessarily, or just be just tuning into the finals. Who should they watch? Well, let's do it quick.
Judging from the first map, I think it's a great time for Renegades. The fact that JKS had a good start, hopefully they'll be able to bring that into Inferno as well. And obviously, Machine Gun's going to be a big profile. He didn't have the game we expected him to on Cobble, and we didn't really see anyone from Mongolz have a great game in that first Inferno showing they had. So why wouldn't you just expect Machine Gun to have a good showing on that one as well?
All right, Bled, super fast, 5 seconds. You can thoughts in 5 seconds.
Machine Gun, Zilk.
Okay, game starting. So it is time to throw it back over to the casters. We'll leave you in the very supple, tender, motherly hands of Moses and his compatriots.
Well, here we go, already into the first pistol round, and it's going to be Mongolz starting on CT side. Sogu, the hero of Mongolz on Cobblestone, back with a headshot there, taking down Yam, and now they're going to try and see if they can speed up behind it. Actually, I thought they'd try and see if they could just jump out, but they started to slow it down on the Renegade side after all. Sogu looking for another fight, another headshot here, getting very close, and he gets the shot anyway. Last possible bullet, Man is taking out Havoc as well, and Sogu sticking his gun in Sponge's ear and taking on JKS, making it a quad kill. A ridiculous performance here against Renegades early on. And a bit of a tech issue. I think Yam crashed, it seems, but what a way to start.
Oh, my round. I mean, everyone just... Jeez, so good. I mean, that was incredible.
That was beast. That was a monster play. And yeah, they're not going to be looking too happy over on the Renegade side.
so powerful it crashed the computer,
right?
Obviously.
Like, those headshots, though, and when he's taking that fight at Arch as well, and he just keeps clicking away, I'm like, that's it, he's dead.
Yeah.
But then, boom, he hits that last shot, just stays alive, gets into Cubby.
We've talked about, like, watching some of the Asian players who've stood out, even on some of the teams, you know, that have been eliminated, even in the group stage. Some of these players have, like, very mechanical, precise aim. And even when they're in these gunfights, you can just see the crosshair snap very, very strongly to opponents.
Ooh. Well, Menace deciding to go, and again, Mongolz decide to go for this SMG heavy kind of style, which is really scary to watch, considering, well, this time around it'll work out for them because Renegades aren't going to go for the Force. They're going to go for hard Glocks, so the SMG should be good, but still, man, what a risk to take.
Yeah, but I actually prefer this on Inferno. I mind it less on a map like Inferno than I do on a map like Cobblestone, and they're doing all right. I mean, especially Menace taking out 3 kills. Sponge, though, has recovered the only info that they had. So they're probably going to want that back at some point in time. And they seem to be not asking very nicely either. Actually, Sponge trying to hide it behind the refrigerator. It's a great idea, but I mean, the fridge is the first place anyone looks for a machine gun. That's where I keep all mine anyway.
Of course.
Okay, well, I don't know if that was good enough, yeah.
It's handy. If you get up in the middle of the night, you know, go for a midnight snack, and there's an intruder, there's the shotgun right there.
Protect your sandwiches, Anders.
Yeah.
That and behind the headboard, right, of your bed.
Exactly.
Oh, well, nades down mid. Not going to do too much damage, but a bullet will work out just fine as well. Sogu with the longness is sprayed. He nearly picks off Sponge through that smoke. So close. The Renegades getting beat up. They do, I mean, this is fine. This is going according to plan for Renegades in any case, because again, they don't go for a Force Buy. They just go for a Quasi, really trying to maximize their money for the 4th round when they're going to be able to afford to go up to rifles. And Sogu still reigns supreme in mid, dude. This guy. Oh, hold on.
I mean, what it really... Well, right now Sogu's at 7-1-1, so that's obviously a fairly good scoreline. Sponge has 2 kills. That's the only 2 kills that Renegades have right now, so that's not cool. When we were coming into this on the first day, right, and the first time we saw Mongolz play, we didn't know that much about them, and it seemed to me like sort of the theme was really good on T side where they can control the pace, horrible on CT side where they had to dictate rotation, stuff like that. Now we see them have a terrific CT side on Cobblestone. They're playing a map that is hugely CT sided. I mean, Renegades might be in a lot of trouble here unless they could somehow find a way to turn this around. And we'll see if it's going to be possible or not. 4th round up, and the first time that the Australian team can buy, and they have to make a lot of it. But Silk picking up that shot. It's ridiculous. And the bomb, they got to get careful here. Silk, if he takes this next shot as well, then they can't recover the bomb.
That AWP just raining death. And this is the thing, if Mongolz establish banana control early on in this half, it's going to get scary for Renegades. It's going to get really sketchy for him. And that AWP of Zilkenberg, I mean, this is what he was doing in their previous Cobble match, and he was a beast here. That time, he just barely spots someone through the edge of his smoke. But meanwhile, Azur's got to fall back. He has the bomb, and he's alone over there. So he's going to group back up where Renegades at least are trying to gain control of brackets.
Havoc with the spray in mid, and just Sogu, he's boosted up, and he will get caught by JKS, but JKS, last man alive, and all they have to do is fall back to the side at this point. Machine Gun deciding to take a little bit of a fight here, tries to set up the flash. This might get toasty for him, but they are trying to push forward, and the perfect flash, the second one does the trick. He still roasts, but the important thing is Mongolz keep control of the situation off of Sogu with a huge play there.
And this is not good for Renegades. This is a disaster start for them. Like you said, in those 3 opening rounds, only 2 kills went on the way of Sponge. So there was a lot of money built up. And that round they survived with, I think, 3 players live for Mongolz. So, I mean, once again, still adding more money. It's only when, like, 3 players die that you really have an impact on that economy. So without that, Mongolz, all the Molotovs, all 5 Molotovs, 5 smokes to work with as well.
They have everything they need at this point. If they'd have gone for an aggressive peek into bedroom to look at second mid there, Mongolz, they would have had all the info. Renegades just going straight second mid into mid. They'll get the flash through, and Sogu, he gets that HE out, but it might be just a little bit too late. He still trades 1 for 1, which is just barely good enough in this situation. Machine Gun rotating in at Arch, taking fight after fight after fight. This guy, he's still alive. Finally, they come into it, but then Silken with a 2 for 1 and the mid-air shot on the Sponge. Sit down. Zilken's here. And between him and Machine Gun, they just annihilate that Renegades push.
Let's remember the rule that Sponge showed us yesterday for Renegades is if they ever go down, 6-0, 7-1, that's immediate that's immediate timeout for that team. That was the rule he established for them to kind of recenter, not even to talk anything about tactically necessarily, just mentally to get back into things. And Mongols are kicking them around this map right now.
Well, they're going to have AKs once again here. Silk really wanted to go for that one, but the flashbang just discouraging him a little bit. I want to see something interesting out of Renegades here. I want to see like at least a chance for a really good execute.
Look at how passive they played Overtoid's Banana that time, as opposed to the first gun run where two members were, in the face behind the smoke, spraying and getting aggressive. That op of Zilkenberg keeps both of them out of Banana for the first 10-15 seconds of the round when they get there. And now it's only Azur even just passively holding an angle, not even applying pressure.
Oh, might have heard the steps there, Azza. He's going to hear this clicking, and yeah, Molotov is there. There's the shot. Azza, this is his time. The flash is there to save him, though. NCL, perfect timing there to save his mate, and Zilken's going to be able to get out of dodge. Such a close call there, though. Azza had a golden opportunity to get a kill.
Machine gun also showing a bit of presence up in apartments. JKS should be aware of that. Down to about 40-some seconds here as Machine Gun picks up the one kill. Menace, or is it Sogu, helping out to take down Avik, and Yam with the double kill in return. Silk looking for the shot here. Very, very tight gap, and he's also low on health. I don't see him easily landing any of these, and Asa will take him down. Gonna make it NCL left alone, so finally around for Renegades.
Yeah, NCL should just try and get that op and just run. That would be the best find he can get, unless he finds somehow a kill that Renegades is going to give up here on the edge of the smoke. But I don't think it's going to happen. So it is going to be the first round for Renegades. That was just a little bit, just one small bad decision. Menace trying to readjust his position, exposing himself so much. Instead of just staying in pit, trying to get to the site, he gets caught out. NCL trying to go for one last kill before bailing out on this.
Yeah, and well, now it is. It's time to back off, save that AWP. And he should be able to make it out of here intact. Renegades, of course, aren't going to try and challenge. They want to keep all three AKs alive so that they can maintain some kind of economy going into this. But looks like they just narrowly dodged that timeout, Moses.
Yeah. Well, now's the real hard part, is stringing a second round together. There's nothing more crushing on the terror side when you don't win that pistol and you win a gun round and then you just get reset. I mean, they have built up, there's still decent money on three of their members. Two players are pretty much fully bought out, but Havoc, Azur, and Sponge have decent money into this. So especially with the plant, they would have another buy in the next round.
And in spite of Mongols winning 5 rounds in a row, they still don't actually have money to lose this round. They have to win it as well to prevent any kind of an eco. That also tells the story of how close it's been, at least for some rounds here. Renegades have put on some pressure.
And that duel, that bravery at the beginning. Now they know that the op is there in play for Yam. Luckily for Yam, he had the money to go for the buy. But now, again, just controlling top mid. A machine gun just peeks out. It takes Yam out of the fight. Right through the edge of the smoke there up on wood logs. And now JKS, he is pushing around over on the other side of the map into apartments, but nobody is there to greet him. So they do have map control on the A side here, Renegades. Zilkenberg, though, as I say, that peeks and takes Sponge. They spot the bomb because of that. And now it's down to Azza over here in Banana, hoping to get lucky, hoping to find somebody out of position after that flash, and it's just not going to work. All they have to do is sit and wait now, Mongols.
Yeah, they really shouldn't be fighting. Renegades, on the other hand, I expect they'll probably end up at the B-bomb site when they're 2 men down like this. That is usually the call when you're out of personnel. But Sogu going to be taking down JKS, and seems like it doesn't really matter what Renegades do at this point in the round, because they've got so much to come back from. Not even a single person will die on the Mongols team, and
no
2 points of damage. 2 points of damage taken by Sogu. That's it. A perfect round.
Oh. Beautiful.
This is, okay, so here's the thing. Renegades that round just get whittled down. They lose 2 players. Even the third kill that was taken on Renegades, there's no opportunity to trade these kills from that T side with the way this setup is going. And against a team like Mongols, who you know are going to be confident, who you know are going to get aggressive and take peeks, you absolutely have to be playing a buddy system to at least trade those kills. Force rotations on the defense.
Let's see, where are the shots right now? Renegades, they do go for a quasi-buy here. Just Tech-9's a few nades to work with. But no Kevlar there in case they get into a spray fight. So they really are going to have to group heavily together and just hope that the weight of numbers is going to get the job done for them. They do get control of apartments, though. So Renegades are being thorough with how they approach this. Still leaving Azza behind to cover Banana just in case there was some kind of push coming out from Mongols. But Mongols, as well, just kind of chilling out. Actually, that incendiary kind of works for him in the end.
Yeah, nothing can go wrong for Mongols. Even missing the molly blocks them from aggressing on that choke point.
Oh, well, yeah, there we go. Surprise, surprise, peekaboo. Big sprays coming through, and Machine Gun It was the machine gun show. Triple kill for him holding that wrap.
7-1, and they could barely, I mean, 3 of them can afford AKs in this round, and then 2 with Galeos or Tech 9 armor if they prefer that. But that's what Renegades could do here. They're really not looking that good, and, you know, everyone seemed to prefer, or sort of predict that Renegades was probably going to 2-0 this one. And instead, right now, it's shaping up to be the other way around.
It's the Mongolz show right now. They've got everything going for him, and Machine Gun has woken up this time. He is one of the guys topping the scoreboard for Mongolz. Zilkenberg not too far behind. But Sogu, man, this guy, map 1, doing massive work, leading the way, and he just hasn't let off here on Inferno. He keeps that pressure up on Renegades. Problem here for Renegades is, again, their money is just not good enough to afford that AWP for YAM. So it's literally just, you know, bootstrap kind of round coming out here for Renegades.
Do you guys remember which group they end up in, A or B in Katowice?
So you go into death group, but still...
Go into death group. Still, I mean, if that happens, they're going to be such an unknown quantity. It'll be hilarious, won't it?
Yeah. The interesting thing is you said YAM can't afford that AWP. The one round he did have it, Machine Gun just wrecks him.
True
Over
enough,
towards
yeah.
the B bomb site. And still a very, very much passive play towards Banana for Renegades, knowing that AWP is going to be there, you know, just so passive in terms of not wanting to lose a player to it.
Well, Menace doesn't have a player right now on the other side here, and he's already been tagged a bit through the side of the wall then, so just decides to play it safe. Sogu playing by a little pit. There's still 37 seconds here for Renegades. This is a bit of a scary round for them already, and Silk going to be taking down Sponge. And look at the bomb making his way back. Machine Gun, though, defending and taking down JKS and NCL and Silkenberg. They're going to have a great crossfire here. 20 seconds for the remaining members of Renegades to try and make a breakthrough. This is almost impossible. Molotov coming up as well. It gets much worse. And NCL, he's just buying time here. Silk hitting that shot, and they're going to come charging through. Silk somehow leading the charge through the AWP, but then Machine Gun lines it up for the triple, and that is going to make it 8-1.
Now here's the pause.
There's the pause. Tactical pause for Renegades. It's a round late, but well, now it's just, you know, sit and wait and see what exactly you guys can come up with.
I mean, I've got 2 things in mind that I would like to see Renegades. 1 or 2. I feel like that B bomb site is very heavily defended right now, and it seems like Mongols are not so easy to read or predict what they're doing there. I'd love to see either the Envy sort of execute where you get the smokes down towards Arch and Library and just try and wrap around the A bomb site.
Sure.
Either that or one of those explosive plays out of apartments where you try and get like 3 or 4 members to just jump out and catch whoever is there.
No matter what they do, they have to be much more decisive.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even that round, they tried exactly what you just said, is the smoke over towards Rap side to block off Small Pit, to block off Library. But it was telegraphed. It was pressured for so long that it allowed Zilkenberg to rotate over with the AWP. And then he just gets that 1 kill, and that's where the rest of Mongols decides to time, like a timing aggression towards the choke points, up towards brackets. And now it's where Machine Gun gets that 2nd kill. So all of a sudden, a B split just turns into a really, really weak B hit.
And Machine Gun, man, he is everywhere. Like, he's playing that arch position, so he's over on B, he's over on A. But right now, if you go A, you're dealing with Sogu and Machine Gun. You go B, you're dealing with Zilkenberg, who isn't really missing many op shots right now. I mean, you come and say hello to him, and he's going to be there to take you out. So, I mean, this is really difficult for Renegades. They haven't really established where the weakness is in the defense, where, you know, like, oh, this guy's kind of like off right now, you know, we're having some good, you know, good entries here. It's just not working for him. It feels like a lot of these rounds have been very, like, one-sided affairs. They have been. I mean, back-to-back, 10 players alive. I mean, money is fantastic right now for Mongolz. They don't have to worry about ecoing for a round. So, I mean, 5 players, 4 players. The last 3 rounds have just been the Mongolz show. And even before that, just really dominant rounds, really dominant performance from Mongolz on the CT side. Oh, Force Spy. They're going for the Force Spy here, Renegades, straight up.
Yeah.
And in turn, Mongolz going for an aggressive play down the middle. Machine Gun getting a double menace, helping out, and it's going to be 4 for 1 as a trade. YAM, don't even know what you can do at this point.
You can't even see it right now, but I'm just like, you know, beautiful. Like,
what a mean thing to do.
I know, right? This is how you just crush somebody's spirit. You know, you're down. Oh, here, allow me to kick you in the face with my boots. Like, geez.
They just spent the entire pause figuring out what they want to do into this round with this Force Spy, and then Mongolz just rushes mid and says, "We're not going to let you do anything. Joke's on you."
As Moses likes to put it, kicking the dick. Awful, isn't it? YAM just
Oh, no.
Utterly unable. I mean, I don't even know what you did. At this point, just use the last 50 seconds to pretend that you're having another tactical timeout and just talk to your team.
Yeah, I hope that there's a little bit of a discussion going on, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, guys, well, we can't strat, so we need to win some duels. But then there's this guy, Machine Gun, and he's just like look at this. Machine Gun is just like, hey, guys, hey, bro. Headshot, headshot, headshot everywhere you go with this guy. 3 kills for him again in this round. That puts him up to 18-3-3. 18-3-3.
He's, I mean, think about how invisible he was for a large part of that cobblestone map, right?
Yep.
So we're still learning about, obviously, a lot of these players, but it shows something about his character as well, that doesn't sort of mean that he's going to be completely tilted, you know? Of course he did win the map, but still.
Jeez, they trade. The dink goes out, Zilkenberg survives, but he gets a leg shot onto Havoc. And just look at the continued aggression now, because Machine Gun, supremely confident at this point. They know all their aggression that they've had. And Mongolz has controlled the choke point so well in this map, in this matchup so far. And that's why you're seeing such a crushing win.
And this is, I mean, just to point out as well, this is Renegades map. So it's even worse for them. Like, the mental game here is just like, okay, well, we lost Cobble. That was their map. We could have won it, but it's all right. You know, we're going into Inferno now. This should be our territory. This is where we get our job, you know, our work done.
Now, one thing we do have to point out here is that we've still got a minute and 10 seconds, and because of Mongol's aggression, they've also used a lot of grenades. So what they have left is essentially one smoke. I think the second one that they had just went up there. So they've got to be a bit careful here that Renegades don't just wait them out too long, but NCL picking up that kill, and now look at this. They're trying to get into Banana, and they're going to get the first kill on Machine Gun. That might finally be an opening. Now it's down to Menace and Silk. See if they can actually prevent this from happening. Renegades need this second round, and they need it now. Menace picking up a kill, though. Molotov, and he gets a second one, too. JKS and Yam, could they at least get the bomb down here? JKS got it, and it's going to be a bomb plant finally. Seems like it's been forever since Renegade haven't even been able to do that much. Silk looking for the kill. He's not going to get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Menace doesn't really communicate well. It's fine, and NCL just comes in and sprays them both down. And Zilkenberg, had he known that they were just lit, basically, both of them very low, he probably would have just gone with the pistol instead of with the AWP there. But that was super sick from Menace. I mean, haven't really got to see too much from him. He hasn't had too many, you know, times to shine over there on that B site. But the fact that he plays new boxes and the challenges, that headshot on Havoc, by the way, was through one of the Renegades guys, you know, just like he just lines them up, goes for the big spray. I mean, everything is working for Mongolz right now. 10-1 is the score. Renegades, they're just out in the wilderness right now, just trying to figure out, you know.
Why is the bomb back in spawn?
Like, this is how far out they are, man. This is like bomb, tilt. And if he gets hard countered here, yeah, there we go. JKS, he finds Machine Gun. Great first pick here. Now this is it. This is the time for Renegades to shine. This is their moment.
I'm just so afraid. I almost see it happening. All right, good. Someone's going back to get it. I was like waiting for them to have so much success into a bomb site and then realize with 10 seconds left.
Oh, nearly getting the headshot. Zilken, though, comes into play with that AWP. And Rennis is still trying to force things over here in Banana. Actually just going ham. He just goes charging through. He's not going to be able to make it out of here alive. He barely does somehow, some way, but they're going to keep that pressure up. There's the smoke to block him, but they spotted him in the angle, and he's just going mad ham here with the spray. Point blank. They have no idea where he is.
Why is this man still alive? Menace. The smoke is going to disappear, and he gets the first kill there. He could have maybe got a second one if he had transferred onto Yam. That would have been unreal almost, but at least it's the bomb carrier, so we're going to buy a bit more time. The bomb's still not being planted here. Silk picking up a kill on Yam, and now it's back into a 2v2 Renegades. They can't possibly let this one go. NCL goes down, and now it's all on Silk. He's trapped in here behind the car, but they got no health left. Combined, they got 9, so Silk, he can still do this, and they still don't have that bomb. I have no idea how it's taken them this long.
No, he doesn't know.
Find it.
He doesn't know that they're so low?
Wait, it might be.
What's going on?
Stuck?
Is it glitched? Oh no, it has to be. Yeah, the bomb. Oh, what? It's falling next to the grill. No.
No.
We have to show this on camera. We have to show this on camera.
Renegades is heartbreaking. Oh, no. What?
No. That's all I can think right now. No.
That is so
the
crushing.
worst possible thing that could have happened. What a tragedy. I can't believe it.
Oh, I talk about a kick in the dick.
Jesus.
They can't even get, like, they get the bomb and the game conspires against them to say, not today, Renegades. Not today. You get the site, you battle tooth and nail, claw your way onto that site, but you're not going to get that bomb plant, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing, right? With how...
Hello, top of Reddit.
Oh, good Lord.
That's ridiculous.
The heartbreak about it is that despite how badly beaten Renegades has been this whole half, with the way that Inferno is so CT-sided, even just 4 rounds, if that could have put them on a spurt of 2 to 3 more rounds and they just ended this 11-4, 10-5 maybe even, I mean, that gives you a window into the second half. That's a very winnable CT half on Inferno. And now, and also, I mean, let's talk about how mentally crushing that is. The morale on this team is just destroyed.
Yeah, there's nothing left. I mean, Sogu is still here. If he wins this fight, no way. Takes out a long-range duel. Going to spot the man on short, perhaps. JKS. He's got that incendiary. It's going to be perfect. Sogu can't even get out of here alive in time. Yep, perfectly done. And the near shot onto Zilkenberg as well. Gets that tag. Zilken down to 19. Doing everything he can here, JKS, to keep them alive. But NCL's going to be pushing up on short right behind him. Not even necessary. Zilkenberg hits the headshot.
I don't even know, like...
It's JKS, though. I mean, 11-0-12.
JK
Again,
has
just
been playing such a good, like,
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. He was leading on cobblestone, double digits, when the rest of his teammates were in single digits.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at the score. I'm just reminded, because I had a talk with some of the Australian analysts, and one of the things that they told me was that Azur is a player who is very confident against teams they've already beaten, but when he's been beaten by a team, he struggles against them in repeat performances. And, I mean, Mongolz already beaten them. Azur's only at 1 kill.
Yeah, Sponge is trying to do whatever he can here at this point to just bring his team back into this. If he's got to do it, if he's got to lead by example, just charging in there, taking the fight. JKS, again, the best case scenario here for Renegades, basically. Have this guy alive in the 1v3. You might have a chance. That's Sogu right now. He's just hunting. There's the spray. JKS with 1 headshot. JKS with the second. This could be it. Can he, against all odds, bring it back in a 1v3? No, he cannot. Zilkenberg gets the backstab on him. And it's another round here for Mongolz. 13 rounds to 1 for Renegades.
I mean, it is definitely devastating watching a team lose the way the Renegades are right now, but I am growing a certain amount of admiration for JKS, man. It's hard to be down 13-1 and still just have, like, the focus that he's got right now.
Yeah.
The last 2 rounds for him just shows that there's definitely some real quality here, so that's impressive.
Well, let's talk about, even outside of that glitch bomb round, the defense that we've seen, the CT sides of Mongolz this whole tournament have improved day by day.
True.
You guys mentioned it earlier. I think it was you, Anders, that said, like, we didn't know them. Their CT sides look shaky, and now they just look stellar. And look at this push from Menace. He gets 1 kill. Can't get anything more than that, though.
And now Machine Gun, he goes hunting. There we go. Azza. Double kill for him, and it's Zilkenberg, the last man alive here. Let's see if he can shut down Azza's play. Yes, he can, but now there's the info for Renegades. They know exactly where this man is. They can go onto that A site for free and get the bomb plant.
Just imagine if they find a way to lose this round. That would be so crucial.
Don't even. He might have had the chance there versus Havoc. That was a perfect flash. I kind of wish that he'd stuck with the AWP, but whatever. Like, AK would work just fine as well.
Well, he's going behind here.
No way. Yeah, is there to cover his back. I was about to say, like, there's no way that this is going to actually happen here.
13-2 is the first half score favoring Mongolz, including some very unfortunate bomb glitching. It'll be a while before Renegades are able to joke about that, I reckon.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I guess there is one joke that we could be made here, though. At least they're not going to get that second ring. The 16-0 ring that they got for last year.
All right.
13-2. Right. They got 2 rounds. They're not going to get a second ring to start off this year.
Well, going into the second half, hardly need us to tell you this is going to have to be a pistol round win for Renegades here. And we'll see Mongolz. They've been really passive in their terror side pistol rounds, and it's been a bit, worrying to us because they get picked off one at a time. Renegades, on the other hand, they only have 2 people with armor here, and against Glocks on close range like Inferno, that could be a really big problem. So we'll see if that's going to come back to haunt them here. JKS falling back to the archway as they're going down, and JKS getting caught as well, and they're just going to run him down. So good with the headshot there, jumping through, and JKS is gone. There's nobody defending B right now. I don't know. Machine Gun even controlling archway to catch people rotating through, and he's going to go for the fight here early on. Goes for the headshot once and gets it. Refights against Sponge. Doesn't even want to try and fight anymore. Just wants to make it out alive. It's not happening, and it's a flawless pistol round. Mongolz demolishing Renegades on Inferno.
I kind of like the idea of that pistol round from Renegades with all the nades they had. They even had a Molotov, 2 smokes. I mean, that's there to control choke points. And on Inferno, that's crucial. And against a team like Mongolz with all the aggressiveness, I mean, that's important as well. But it just the execution did not work out. I don't think they expected Mongolz to be quite that quick, especially based off, like you said, the pistol rounds that we've seen out of them. Been very spread out, much more slow-paced. That time, it was just, let's just end this, boys. Let's get to celebrating.
That's exactly it. I mean, they are not letting go of the momentum. And now it's the forced buy out of Renegades. Of course, they have to go for it. 14-2, the score. They need something to go their way. And they're playing this so well this time around, Mongolz. Big spray here onto Sponge, just trying to do the best that he can. He does manage to line him up. Machine Gun and NCL down, but then Menace and Sogu come right back into it. And that's the A side open for business. Both remaining players get spotted out in Banana, and it's just Menace. He doesn't even care. He'll Glock him to death.
Look at these guys. They even have like a high five wave going down the line. 15-2 currently.
Yeah,
what a way to get introduced to a team that we've only seen online playing regional matches where they have been good, have been strong against some of the regional teams in the online tournaments, but that's not quite the same as showing up on LAN and doing exactly the same thing against some pretty strong opponents as well.
Well, this kind of a Mongolz team can do some damage at the qualifier as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at this. I mean, if they show up and start, I mean, they can qualify for the major, guys. They play like this, and there you go. This is it. It's pretty much in the bag. Sponge and Yam, last 2 alive. Yam only with the scout. Sponge with that CZ. He's going to light up Menace, but the remaining players here are going to be able to just shut him out, and it's going to be down to Yam now with 25 HP. Last man alive here for Renegades, and a 1v3 retake on that B site.
I mean, what a run it's been for these guys. Cobblestone, it looked like it could go either way in the beginning, but once they took over, they never really let it go, and now they're going to be defeating Renegades 16-2 on Inferno as well, 2-0ing them in the grand finals here at Intel Extreme Masters Taipei.
I'm amazed. Like, these guys, what a performance.
Yeah, I mean, this day was just an exclamation point, really, on the event. Coming in and just smashing Renegades like this. They didn't even have to do anything on the T side.
I mean, there you have it. Handshakes all around, and the crowd obviously cheering for them as well. So, absolute brilliant performance. We're going to go to the...
All I can say is that I cannot wait to see Renegades play in Turner and ESL this year. It is going to be so sick to watch this team go ham versus the Europeans versus the North American teams.
Well, it's a wake-up call anyway, isn't it?
It certainly is, Anders. It certainly is.
Trying to get it done. But enjoying the footage here, and we'll throw it over to the analyst desk. A quick break before then, but then we'll get a little bit of a breakdown of the slaughter that we just saw in Inferno. We'll be right back.
All right, so it looks like Mongolz have done it. Renegades, they have had a very, very poor finals. It looked like things were going well for them coming into that the matches yesterday, but today they didn't deliver. As you can see here, the Mongols so damn happy lifting the trophy. What a massive moment it is for them.
I absolutely love that scene. Like, just seeing how happy they were. You could just see that it's just pure joy coming out of those guys as soon as they realized they made it. And
they moved to Vietnam for better playing conditions, to take this seriously, and look at how they have been rewarded for their hard efforts. What a beautiful story that is.
Absolutely. This is like, well, it's a very oft-told story, cliched, you know, the rags and riches thing, but this is brilliant. I mean, this is like they were the underdogs. Everyone's like, yeah, it's going to be CyberZen, might be Chiefs, it's going to be Tai Lu, Renegades, and everyone was like, yeah, Mongolz, they're okay, they got the A, but I don't think they're really going to win this thing, and this is just a beautiful performance.
Yeah.
Like, both Ven and me got proved wrong, and I'm very happy that we got proved wrong.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be wrong in this case.
Renegades changed their name to Renegades or something, because they got wrecked there. That wasn't just losing. That was just a systemic breakdown of their team, because the Mongols were playing great, but it did seem like Renegades, again,
they just lost.
Same story. Yeah. They have been afflicted by this same issue. It doesn't seem like they've quite solved it yet.
No, I don't think so. It's at the same time, I mean, Mongols are playing very good Counter-Strike. Let's not count them out. It's not like Renegades really... well, let's be honest, right? Renegades coming into this with a lot of support behind them. Everyone knows them. They're the most experienced team. They've played in quite a few of the majors as well. So it's a rational decision. I mean, a rational choice to, you know, to decide that Renegades are going to be most probably winning this. But at the same time, I mean, Mongolz, let's be honest, they seem to put in the work. I have been watching them for a while. I'm so surprised, so happily surprised at the amount of work to put in. And like the Mongolz we saw a couple of days back and Mongolz team today, especially the CT side, phenomenal work. I mean, they completely shut out Renegades on Inferno. I think it would have been 14-1, unless with the last round where they're like, yeah, YOLO, just rush out mid.
Yeah, no, I'm just in awe of how well they played, and it's like you said, Renegades still have quite a few issues that they have to.
We know they can do a lot better.
Yeah,
that's why it's hard for people to see those results, I think.
Absolutely, but then again, if you want to play the style that Renegades set up for there on Inferno on their T side, but you just end up within the span of the first 26 of the round, losing, 40% of your team, it's going to be pretty rough to actually do anything at all. Especially because at this point it wasn't just one player doing everything for them. Even though obviously Machine Gun had a good go of it. I mean, I think at one point he was at 18-3, and CL was looking at 2-1, just stat wise. But whenever they wanted to go towards mid, you had Silkenberg there, you had Sogu just shutting everything down, and Banana Machine Gun was just getting early frags before Renegades even had an opportunity to get Banana control, because sure, you put down a smoke and you'd wait it out, but that didn't really matter because Machine Gun would find you through the smoke somehow. And all of a sudden, you lose all of that pressure, and you have to kind of do the backup strat, which is taking over apartments, getting control there, and then try to execute towards A, but then you run into the op of Silkenberg, or just big spray plays coming in from Sogu and so on. So Renegades weren't allowed to play the CS they wanted, and they said it that they're not a really good fit versus a team that's as aggressive as Mongolz, and it definitely showed today as well. And we said that versus these guys, it's not really that helpful to have watched through their demos. It's like, sure, they're aggressive, but you don't know when to expect the aggression, or what kind of aggression is coming out. Is it going to be just a single man push? Is it going to be something behind multiple pop flashes, or is it going to be basically a choke play where they smoke out certain areas and kind of box you in, that type of thing? With the Mongolz, it just seems very free-flowing, and that must be extremely infuriating to play against when you're Renegades and you kind of just want to chill out for the first couple of seconds and get into decent positions around the map and
it's fun
just
for us
observe.
To watch, though. It's really fun, especially when Machine Gun's really hitting his shots, as he has been doing consistently throughout the tournament. Blair, final thoughts, last thoughts going into, well, to close the show. It's been a long journey, but that's the point at which we've arrived. It's a sad point in reflection. But Blair, final thoughts.
I'm just very happy for the Mongolz. Not only have they qualified for obviously the MLG offline qualifiers, but to get to go to Katowice in Group A, which is a group of death. Like, just looking at those teams.
Thanks, Anders. You perverts.
Anders, where is he? But if you look at it from an overall perspective, it's a great thing for Mongolz. They get to play with the best of the absolute best. Yeah. And that is going to be, if right now, like, that's going to be the ultimate test. And sure, I mean, I don't expect them to beat, well, to be very honest, I don't expect them to beat any of the teams they're going to be playing against. But hey, a couple of upsets might happen. It's going to be a round robin from it, best of one. It's going to add a lot of confidence to them, and the amount of experience they can take away from playing against all those teams, it's going to be phenomenal. This is going to be a great start for Mongolz, and hopefully sets a precedent for the rest of Asia.
All right, well, guys, once again, we would love you to go and try Plays TV. Of course, you can create highlights from any stream you're watching and share them on social media. Share them with me because I can't really get enough of said highlights. So go and try it out. It's just a Chrome extension. But that does bring things to a close here. So, of course, Renegades, their story is not over. They did manage, by making top 2, to secure themselves a spot at the Columbus Major qualifier, which is taking place in the near future. So they'll be competing with 15 other teams for those 8 spots. So the story continues for them. However, I mean, Mongolz, their story is quite phenomenal to follow. They secured the place at IEM Katowice, which is very close around the corner as well. And immediately afterwards, they also have the same qualifier to maybe make the major. And I hope they do, because the stickers, man, those stickers are going to be really sick. Love their logo. Either way, that's all from me, the guys at the desk, the production team, the casters. We thank you all for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this awesome show that's been going on here in Taipei. Wonderful place. Hopefully we can come back again soon. But that is everything here. Once again, congratulations to the Mongolz, and goodbye.